He's talking shit. I need the premium account, so we're gonna remove that one. Twitter. So I needed a premium account to be on Twitter.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, to go live on Twitter too.
I should have
So
tried to log into my Twitch before, man. I'm slacking, but we'll talk about that a little bit after.
yes, sir, sir. So it's in my Twitch and everything too. So we're live, man. We can wait for a few minutes for people to start hopping on board.
It doesn't
You
matter
know,
because if we're just gonna let it play afterwards, the
let's
content's
let's,
gonna
let's
be
go with
there.
it. So
Yeah,
so real quick, if you want to introduce who you are, bro. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling?
man, I'm feeling great, man. Excited, blessed to be out here with you, man. Thank you for taking the time to shoot the shit with the kid.
How you feeling today, brother? How
I
long have
feel
we known
great,
each other?
man. 20 plus years. It's got to be like 22.
22 years, man.
Yeah,
My mud
yes,
brother. But yeah,
yes,
man,
sir.
I'm feeling good, bro. Like I was saying, like feeling opulent, smelling opulent. I mean, feeling wrinkled, like Prince of Dubai. And like I said, I was gonna say shout out to, Fruit Kalan, GCC senior advisor to all the family offices there, royal family offices. So me, if you don't know who I am, if you're tuning in from Brian's Q, I'm Kvon Rael Smith. I am the Forest BLK member, Global Wealth Farm Steering Committee member, hosting the database with 25 billionaires, 164 million multimillionaires. Um, my mission is simple. That's neither here nor there. My mission is simple. It's to create a street of growth, a two-way street of growth for us all to prosper, right? Simple as that, man. So that's a little bit about me. Let's just dig right in, bro. Let's dig right in. So we're
Yeah,
talking
most definitely.
music, lifestyle, and self-discovery.
Exactly.
Where you want to go with it?
Yeah, so anyways, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brian Guzman. I'm an ex-professional boxer, ex-realtor, current content creator, husband and father of three. And my mission is basically to maximize all of my badges in this current reality and just see how far I can take it. This has been a friend of mine, more like a family member to me. He's lasted longer than some of my family members. So 22 plus years is crazy. So I just want to, help spread awareness to his story, my story. They're both compelling. So let's get it.
Yeah, man. You come from we both come from humble beginnings, bro. We didn't have connections, not
Yeah,
trust issues,
right,
But no offense to those people that
right.
pioneered the way for their family because they set their family up for success for real.
Exactly.
People who are supposed to do, right?
Because eventually the pioneer will be you, right?
Yeah, you too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we just moving how we're supposed to move, you
Exactly.
know, and being real like intentional about our direction. Anyway,
For
man,
sure.
uh,
Just to piggyback on that, there's no, we don't want to throw shade on anybody, right? Who have it made, but like we also have to be completely aware of what the cards that we were given, right? Because it's easy to win a deck of cards, when you have all trumps. You got all spades, but when you're trying to throw some cards down on the table and all you got is clubs or diamonds, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way you gonna win no matter how hard you throw that card on the table. So it's like respectfully, we gotta give respects to ourselves because people have it made while we're sitting here fucking, trying to make sense of the crumbs that we're given at the bottom. Like we make it look good because we're struggle babies, like come on now.
and so if I
Oh,
keep putting my mic on mute, it's just the area I'm in. I can't help it, but it's just
no,
what
it's
it
all
is.
right.
But
No, if the people enjoy the video, if we get enough engagement, we'll invest in
yeah.
mics and all type of stuff. So it's all good.
So
We
yeah,
just yeah,
I like your purpose, bro. It's maximizing your stats.
right.
Like I say all around the board, just being like the best complete person you can be. And I know you've been a boxer for a while, bro. We
Yeah,
stood on business for a long time, and that
I appreciate it.
that made you that turned you to professional with it, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, And I think what boxing taught me most is that, you know, I try to just take the stress off of everything as much as I can, and simplify the equation as if I were in math class, you know, because it's my choice what I'm going to do with these numbers, with this equation, with this code that life threw at me, right? Like, and how am I going to digest this, right? Like, let's say my profession was coding and I was building something, right? Nobody could tell me what to do. It's limitless possibilities, right? I'm behind the keyboard, right? That's how I am in my own life, and I don't want any. I can't let anybody tell me any different, because when I get up in the morning, I do everything by myself, bro. You know, I run by myself, I piss by myself, I eat by myself, I sleep with my wife by myself, you know. It's all like natural, right? It kind of sounds vulgar because people are afraid to speak the truth, right? Being authentic is the most difficult thing to do, but it's natural human behavior. You know, if you take things back to the primitive state, we could never compare cars, clothes. We couldn't compare any of that type of thing. So I don't do that, because it's just the way the system is programming us to try to fight each other.
Yeah, comparison is the thief of joy. It says that that's biblically speaking. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what you're saying with just tell people about like your like how you the jail, like your just upbringing, bro. Like, cause we've been through a
Yeah.
lot, bro. You've been through a lot, man. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, man, you know, honestly, that's kind of something that, you know, just that's a deep subject. And it's cool because, you know, honestly, man, I never thought, like, I never knew how I was ever gonna like get it off the off the block, bro, really, because, you know, being colored and being Puerto Rican and looking the way that I look, I'm already judged from the front door, right? So when I'm trying to accomplish certain things in my life, I can't help but to think that I'm going to be judged by the way that I look. So I've never been able to share my story. I've been afraid to share my story because I'm afraid that I'm going to close doors for myself before I can even get to them, while I'm just trying to raise a family. You know, it's a really fucked up system that I'm put into, right? Because I go to work happy every day knowing that like everything is stacked against me, you know? But this is what I'm trying to explain to you about the process and the routine, is I try to take that out of there, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and like we're just here with what we got, trying to smooth things out, and we can't you can't play victim to things ever, because it's all on you. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to find where my you know.
I know you just playing your cards how they've been dealt to you, man, and like
Yeah, yeah,
you just playing your cards, man. And I feel like when a door closes, that's just God like redirecting you, bro. Like
yeah, yeah.
it's not time.
Well,
It's all
so
bro.
the way that I look at all the situations that I've been through, man, is I've seen myself. I still look back on myself, and when I was down, I knew that I was always gonna do something better than what had happened to me. I had, you know, like we're explaining, you know, we had a messed up situation, you know, for example, like most people do, you know, and then it's up to you. What are you going to do when you fall on your back? You know, do you just lay down or do you get up, you know? And as a boxer, I learned that there was an A side and there was a B side always. And I never came to lay down. I never showed up to any fight to lay down. And I lived by certain strict rules, like if I were a monk, like if I was living like if I was performing my own religion, I was not going to let myself down, because preparing to fail is just you preparing to fail. How stupid does that sound? Like, I know I'm about to fight a guy who's going to risk his whole life to embarrass me in front of everybody. And as primitive as that may sound, it's just, you know, that's where I was placed at in life, right? But it taught me so much, because now with everything that happens to me in life, I just choose, like, okay, well, you know, it's on you. It's a 1v1, 1v1, you know?
One verse one. And like, bro, how do you feel like you got to this space of peace though, like an understanding of like who you are and stuff. Like, tell
Yeah,
me about that.
so um well, I can't. So the first thing that comes to my mind is I remember that when I was down in, or I think it was when I first started at Toki. I think I was telling my dad the type of things I was going through, and he would tell me to that I should learn how to how to, what I'm trying to translate this. He said learn how to solve your problems with your mouth like Gandhi. And he would use these deep phrases, and he would listen to Bob Marley, and he would, he thought he was Bruce Lee. My dad thought that he had the spirit of Bruce Lee inside of him. So when I embody certain things in my life, and when I bring certain things towards me, I feel like I just have a different type of passion, a different sort of belief, a different type of confidence. I'm based on my dad. And so, with the confidence he gave me, and then, the hard head that I developed, kind of mixed into something that never wanted to lose. I met my wife very young, so I think that was another thing. Yeah, my wife is huge because like, dude, 13, boom. Like, I mean, I was literally 10 3 years before I met her, bro. Like, that's kind of insane. And so she caught me at a point in my life where I wasn't getting certain love in places that I needed, having came from a traumatic childhood. There was times I wasn't watched enough. Certain things happened to me that, I'm still afraid to speak about, just because I was also taught that I need to, just swallow everything, and just man up and just keep going, right? And that's my whole phrase, right? Keep going, right? And so, yeah, you just have to recycle that energy some way, bro, because we're stuck here, bro. It's already messed up. So,
Let me add to that, bro. So energy, bro, it can't be created nor destroyed.
correct.
So as long as you have energy, you can keep going, bro. So
For
I
sure.
always I told the prisoners in La Carlota jail. I'm here in the Philippines right now. I
Yeah,
went to go
yeah.
speak to the minister.
Perfect.
I told
Yeah.
them to keep rely on that Holy Spirit to keep going.
Amen.
Rely on
Yeah.
that spirit, bro. Like when you think you
Hey.
can't go, you can keep going, bro, because it
Yeah.
don't die. It don't die.
Yeah. 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 I
So
mean,
we, we,
yep.
we come from my dad. He passed away when I was 4 years old. Car crash, right? And so I had to instill my own confidence in my own self. My mom did. She did. My mom did. Let me give her flowers. She
Yeah,
instilled a
for
young
sure.
age because the foundational ages are from 0 when you're born to 5 years old. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And she instilled that in me, big time. Like I'm doing to my daughter. You see her. She don't have a peso and a dollar, and she believe in herself regardless. It
Right.
don't matter. You know what
Right.
I mean? It don't
Right.
matter what she
Right.
have. A lot of people tie their esteem to the dollar amount, the peso amount, and like when they don't have nothing, they feel super sour. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. 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 No,
So
exactly.
what I've learned in self discovery is to uh is to lean on who I am, bro. Like and love it, bro. Like
Right.
I'm a speaker. I'm gonna speak. I can communicate. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna
Right.
believe in
Exactly what we're doing right now.
it.
Exactly what we're doing right now, because the whole idea about this conversation is that we share these types of conversations on a daily basis already, right? And we find them so impactful to each other, right? Because I mean, so many things that we could be doing, and we choose, to shoot the shit with each other, and get things off our chest and make sense of the world. I mean, like we said, we were gonna, touch on technology, touch on the world, touch on all types of, different topics that we feel like, are maybe controversial, or, we share these things already. So it's like, we might as well.
To echo off that, bro, I'm gonna go somewhere a little quieter, but so I can really engage with you.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I keep going on mute and just I'm acting, letting you do your dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no problem. We'll be back in 2 minutes or something, or what?
no, not right now, not right now. In the
Oh,
next couple
oh,
minutes, I'll move. But I'm
oh, okay,
okay, bro.
okay.
It's
Oh,
okay.
okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
dynamics of people. People are just gonna be
How
hyper
hot
focused.
is it over there?
Bro, it's crazy hot, bro. Crazy hot. Like it's tropical, bro. Like Florida. Like
Yeah.
you can picture like Florida every day, every day.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
cool,
So
man.
I know it's like snowing over there right now, right?
I don't know if it's snowing right now. It might be raining or drizzling or something. But yeah, we got nasty weather over here right now. But me with those ice baths, man. I love it. This time of weather, like I feel like everything is competitive for me, right? So like, unfortunately, it's just the way that I operate, man. So I feel like at least half of the world has to shut down when the winter comes out here, right? Because people get seasonal depression, right? So right now is the times where we go coyote hunting, right? We put the snow camo on and we go down and we lay in the snow and we start shooting coyotes before the sunrise. Like I just feel like it's such a there's such a cowboy like persona from Wisconsin, that you snowmobile in the wintertime, you get on your four-wheeler in the summer, like it, and you just make the most of every season. I just think it makes a more versatile person, where a lot of people in Wisconsin aren't like that though. A lot of people here are like, there's a drinking state. I think that's very bizarre. I think that the fact that they give you your first DUI is a traffic offense versus like a criminal offense, like they're like, and then you can bring your child to the bar with you, like that's legal, like an underage child. I think that that's very like psychologically backwards. I don't think that that's a healthy way to build a society, but I guess it's working.
I mean, it could be harmful, but it depends on where you are in the world too. Because here, it's
Yeah.
like $150, $200 ticket for not wearing your seatbelt. Here, you don't have to wear seatbelt, bro.
Yeah, right, right. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
so it just depends on where you are in the world and your perspective and your view, to
right.
like what's going on. So
Yeah.
what's right is not always right in another area.
No, yeah, exactly. But I'm saying like what it would do psychologically, right, to those people in that certain area, right? Because like you're saying, right, in the Philippines, you don't get in trouble if you're caught drinking and driving, right? So in that instance, then more people must die while drunk in the Philippines, right? Yeah,
More than
there's
likely, in the seatbelts.
because yeah, there's a cause and an effect to everything, right? And psychologically, right, they know that they're gonna put these systems in place to these people, and they're gonna let that happen to them. They know that because everybody's keeping track, everybody's keeping score. So that's
That's
what I
facts.
think is that's why I think
Right.
is because why would they have different laws in different places, right? When they just uphold the same standard everywhere. But
You would think so, but it's all like it's like what's that called?
what do you think?
It goes back to
Why do you think they don't just hold everybody to the same standard?
because there's a I forgot what you call it. I forgot the word I want to use, but it's like cliques, bro. Like ancient time, bro. They had tribe. It's tribal.
Yeah,
Where this tribe wants to be like they want to be themselves, and they don't want to assimilate with other tribes, bro.
yeah,
You know,
but
they all have,
like you're talking about something like ancient, right? Like the people in the city of Philippines that aren't practicing ancient like meditation.
but
They're
that's the root. That's the root of it, though. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, but they're practicing a more Americanized culture, though, right? Or am I wrong?
It varies. It varies, and we're the culture, bro. Like it's in the music, it's in the
Yeah,
sports, it's in
right.
everything we do. Like what we do is cool in America, especially people of color.
Yeah, right.
And like so, we're to the world, bro. We are cool, bro. It's cool. You said I saw your post the other day, or just a couple hours ago. You said it's hard to be great, but but it's cool to be chévere.
Yeah, yeah. No, so what I said was that I'm gonna try to translate it in the best way I can. Pero en Spanish es chévere ser grande, pero es más grande ser chévere. So
It's
it's
great to be
good.
cool.
It's good. It's good to be big, but it's always much bigger to be the bigger person, Like so
It's a Puerto Rican phrase, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So cuando tú estás chévere, sí es bueno ser chévere, cuando tú estás chévere, pero
Mm.
cuando uno tiene que ser una persona chévere, es mejor hacer chévere persona que.
To be the cool head of everybody.
Yeah, so it's cool to be the big guy, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's cool to be the big guy, but it's
Mm.
cooler to be big to other people, for other people, you know, like big hearted.
Okay, you broke that down for me. I'm like, I was looking
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was gonna
That's
say,
what, you know, sometimes
being both.
it's crazy, bro. Like for my people out there who speak Spanish and both English, and they have powerful phrases like that, man. Like they know how I feel. That like I was raised with such like passion behind these things, and then when I translate it, it comes out like a silent fart that stank the whole classroom.
Yeah, it's powerful.
No, but it's like you can't. I like you'll never like. I feel like you'll never experience the same emotion because I've already diluted it by telling you in English.
Because it's more powerful in your own
In
dialect,
my,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Pero tú entiendes, tú
Sí,
entiendes.
sí,
So
yo ya tú
like
sabes.
por la noche cuando te acuestes, piensa y dítelo otra vez. And when you remember the phrase, then you'll be like, oh, okay. It's like a song. You'll get it.
There's idioms in English too, like that people. So I was gonna be a teacher, teach English it's to Chinese folks, Japanese folks.
Yeah,
They say that nobody can be completely fluent in another language because there's idioms like the jokes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
inside stuff that people don't
Right.
realize and understand for completely.
Well, there's no way that I not now that you say that I think like I could never translate get a load of this guy.
Get a load of this guy, right?
You know, like
It's just
I
like,
could be
look
I
at this
because I
guy.
would just be like I'd be like ah man este cabrón, but it
Yeah,
wouldn't be it wouldn't be a full translation. It would just be a common understanding between phrases.
yeah. But man,
Yo,
so you grew up in a half Puerto Rican, half Dominican household, but you took on your paternal,
yeah, yeah,
your dad's culture.
culture, yeah, man. So I
Tell me
mean
about that.
I don't really know. I mean, as far as the way that I saw it, you know what I'm saying? My mom was always, you know, catering to my father. My dad's older than my mom. So during the times when you know, I was younger, yeah, I saw my mom doing what my dad needed, and I saw my dad with his head high and his chest out. So you know what I'm saying? Like the dialect was stronger. My mom actually had when she went illegally from the Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico and worked as a maid in a government like the dude was a government official, right? And so she had to mimic the Puerto Rican accent to live there. So there was just nothing I was going to do. Like you know I have some of the Dominican dialect, but it just my dad also like for lack of just better, like he thought Puerto Rican. I grew up thinking that Puerto Rican was the dominant race, basically, I guess, in South America, right? So like
I
being
mean,
Dominican.
some people believe that. Some people believe that because you have the American privileges that South
Yeah,
America.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anybody's dominant over anybody, you know, but I'm what I'm saying is that my that's the way that I was that I saw my father making jokes all the time and about certain things here and there. And so I just kind of like I just had this limp to me because it just you know how it is, you know, anybody who's influenced by a strong male figure is just gonna run with the move. And so that's what I did, and I stand on it, and it is what it is. But my wife is Mexican and Guatemalan, which is the cherry on top, or whatever the hell you want to say, because my kids are four different nationalities. And so that is amazing.
That's unique. That's gonna set them apart, because DNA is coded, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? So where I come from, during the enslavement of black folks, right? They
Mm-hmm.
couldn't read or write, so they
Right.
had to memorize, like code in their DNA, like for real.
Right.
There's this thing called genetic memory, bro, where a
Yeah.
bird, like for instance, a zebra finch is a
Mm-hmm.
bird. It can be
Mm-hmm.
taken from the wild, and 3 generations later, it'll remember its song. It'll
Wow.
forget the song, but it'll remember its song. It's genetic
Wow.
memory. It's like how you remember who you are, and they have to store it somehow. And so
Right.
knowing, me knowing Farouk, and it's just like I'm coming to where I've always been. Like, and before
You
slavery, bro.
see, when you're saying that, I can't help but to think that you're saying that, right? So after 3 generations, they would have to tap into that consciousness. They would have to get onto that spiritual wavelength to be able to communicate throughout their ancestor. Like that's crazy, bro.
And you know, Black Americans had the worst type of slavery, and then they marketed people. They marketed to the people to make it seem like we the worst type of people, and they
Right,
treated us the worst
right.
out of
Yeah,
any type of slavery.
yeah.
So I
That's
was gonna say
crazy.
beforehand though, you had the Moorish Empire who ran Spain, France, Portugal, all of Europe for 800 years. They beat the Queen of Argyle and Castile. They beat the black folks in Granada, Spain, and
Yeah.
then they started slavery right away.
Hmm.
Columbus was using Moorish maps to find these areas
Right,
around the
right.
world because we
That's
are
crazy.
sophisticated in world travel, everything,
Yeah.
bro. It could explain why ITIS or the Philippines are here because they were already traveling the world. They had sophisticated routes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And ITIS of the Philippines are black people. So the Moorish Empire, bro. I just wanted to bring that up because a lot of people don't know their history before in America don't know before enslavement.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
Moorish Empire, bro. It's the Moorish
For
Empire.
sure. Yeah,
And
definitely.
you know, guy told me that actually. He's like, bro, the Moorish
So
Empire. Yeah,
yeah.
they ran Spain for 800 years, and like Spain had 22 countries, bro. They enslaved 22 countries across the world.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you know all the countries that speak Spanish and then the Philippines. Um, yeah, bro. It's even in the language here. Some of the dialect here. So I'm at La Mesa right now. The table,
Okay.
you know, it's the same in Ilongo, which is the local dialect of where I am, based where I am,
Yeah.
and like,
Nice.
yeah, bro, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat,
Yeah.
bro. But for self discovery, I want to get into self discovery, like how you found yourself, how we found ourselves, bro. For
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
it was literally tapping into the little kid in me,
Okay.
back back into that little kid. Like, what did I like to do when I was a kid? And I just
Right.
started doing it again. That was the basis. That was the basis. And I started doing this at like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah.
That was the basis. And then like I started really believing in myself after like understanding like I'm made in this image and
Yeah.
believing it.
Yep.
Believing it, made in this image, king like David. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a conqueror. I'm more than a conqueror. I'm a light to the world. Never dim your light. Like all that,
Yeah.
bro. I started believing it more and more, and like
Yeah.
that's why I am who I am today.
Right.
It took a minute because, as I said, I didn't have a father, or let alone not many a black male that stepped up and like my mom wasn't creeping around and stuff. She didn't have a lot of black like there was no black father figure
Yeah,
in
but
my
you
life.
had Don though.
Don, I did have Don, and I'm gonna give him his credit because Don, white guy, he uh he he gave us some experiences that we would never experience. I'm talking about
Yeah.
the Badger games
He
behind the bench.
the the
Sweet.
the follow through is questionable, but what we experienced was cool.
It was beyond cool, bro. Like we were 13, 14,
Right.
12.
Box suites and living, we had total access to a whole lot of shit that people did not have. And that's it's like it's a factual thing. We were going
Yeah,
to
bro.
Badger. We were pulling up just me and you in that Toyota Camry that you got from Leslie, right? What's her name?
Yeah,
Don's
let's.
ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would pull up to the DoubleTree with season ticket passes and walk
Mhm.
up to this and we
'Cause
would
they
pull
own that
up,
double tree too.
bro, and we would pull up and you know what and go in there for a few minutes and leave because we were thinking we were just that cool and then go try to find a party or something.
I remember that game we did that, bro. We left we were 4 rows behind the bench, and you were like, "You want to go?" Like we both agreed on leaving. Like that was
Yeah,
crazy, bro.
it's because man, we developed such a fast-paced lifestyle, bro. Like that we just we're sitting there and we're thinking, damn, we could be doing something crazier right now. But like in
And we did.
retrospect,
We
and we
did.
yeah, bro, it's crazy, bro, how much of a movie it was. But like you were trying to say before, like I paid the price for a lot of that stuff, man, because you know. And I knew there was consequences, you know. And that's, I think that that's what makes me different than a lot of people, is that when you act in life, you have to know that there's consequences. There's a cause and an effect for everything, right? Like they say, you get what you give in life, right? And so when I'm moving, I'm not trying to harm anybody, right? Like,
Nah,
and Lord forgive me if you know, something happens along the way or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that I knew what I was getting myself into every time. So I was gonna have the best time that I could, and I was going to do as much as I could. And then when I faced it, I was just going to face it with my head down and my knees to God, you know, like my head to God, like, you know. And I knew that every time, and I did that, and it hurt time and time again. But like, humans will adapt to anything, and I think that that's what people don't have enough faith in themselves, right? Like, if you had to be homeless, bro, and God forbid that that ever had to happen to you, bro, but there's homeless people out there that have adapted to that shit.
and I've been when I was like 18, 19, man. Never
But I'm
again.
talking about really homeless, bro. I'm talking about like at the street asking for money, bro. Like, there's people that have to
Oh,
had,
okay, okay, got
like,
you.
they adapted to the worst possible circumstance, you know? And so when you're moving throughout life and you're trying to become more successful and you're trying to find something better in life, right? You're like stagnant in this goddamn motion, not knowing, like, damn, like, you could be really bad right now. So like, why wouldn't you like try to vibrate on a higher frequency, you know? Like, and try to find ways to grow higher, you know? Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. And man, like frequency. We talk frequency, man. I believe people before us, my relatives, they were closer to vibrating higher because the foods were more natural,
yeah,
lifestyle, a little more. It was a lot more healthier,
yeah,
compared to they didn't have the digital stuff in their face, and
right.
um, so frequency is
But speaking about that, bro, I feel like that's where my passion is. And I think that your brain is very powerful, right? You could not update your iOS system. You can't go get it checked out. You can't go get it plugged in. We are the highest form of technology that there is, right?
that there is.
Everything that
Yes,
you're using is man-made, right? You have the ability to tap in to yourself, to your sources, right? And that's what I'm saying. Grow into something new. You know, I run because, okay, yeah, they're putting shit in the food, right? But I'm sweating that shit out every morning saying, fuck
right,
you,
right.
right?
That's a great view.
And then I'm
Straight
getting
up.
in the water, right? Because then when I'm in that state, my brain is releasing all the proper chemicals. I'm sending all the proper signals. My frequency is aligned, at least at that moment. So I'm attracting things. I literally go to work and my workload is low. My life is great, bro. They just paid for my drone license course. So I'm at work now. I do maintenance, mind you. So I do maintenance and I fly drones for the company. So I created something completely different. I created a whole department in this company. That's unheard of, bro. I mean, I'm sure there's people who have done it,
That frequency.
but yeah, exactly, because thank you. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I'm going intentional about this simulation or whatever this is, because nobody has been able to explain it, right? So why the fuck can't I dream wild? Why can't I talk wild? Why, let me talk my shit, you know? Let me go get my piece of the pie. Like, what, why,
Right.
you know? Why you got to be mad at me for? You know? Like,
I'm
everything
telling you,
else
and
is
it's unlimited.
crazy.
It's unlimited money,
Yeah.
bro. In the forex market, for
Mhm.
instance, one market, bro. There's
Yeah.
$7.7 trillion traded for 286 days. That's
Yeah.
7.7 trillion times
But you
286.
know what do you know what I
Unlimited.
think about those guys that are up there soaring like that, bro? And they're making a lot of that money is because they've disconnected themselves from how much money means to them, right? Because
Exactly.
because
Exactly.
that's the difference. How, like, right now, how would you feel if you were broke? If I went broke tomorrow, bro, I wouldn't give a fuck, because I would have my wife and I would have my kids. And that's the thing. When you give money the entire power, you are,
Mm.
the money is doing you dirty. It's gonna always do you dirty, because when it's gone, it's gonna hurt you. When it's there, it's gonna stress you. You know?
Yeah, and you You the resource, you're the asset to it. It needs your knowledge to build up. Otherwise, it's
Exactly.
gonna sit there deflate. It
And so
needs you.
that's why those guys are trading and they're not caring about the risk so much because it's not tied to their life. It's not life or death. It's like, okay. And so then they start learning more because they're not so stressed out, bro. You have to make space in your brain for those opportunities to fester because if it's just stressed out, it ain't never going to come out right.
Right. It keeps that emotional intelligence. It actually increases that emotional intelligence too. Because
Right.
you're able to manage it going up or down. I've traded
Right.
for since 2017, 2018, bro, and like
Right.
that's what it really has done for me. It tightened my stomach, like my gut, where I'm like, my
Right.
emotional intelligence, like whatever happens, is gonna happen, bro.
Right.
I've turned $200 to 10K in 2 days, bro, off the trading
Right.
alone.
Right.
2000, I have screenshots of it all. You know,
Right.
and I just told people that after 7 years that Bitcoin's going down in July. I said it.
This
In
July?
July. I said July 21st that I'm bearish on Bitcoin, and look at it's tanking. I said that July. It took a while for it to show, but it's
What's
my
it at right
analysis.
now?
It's about like 80,000, 85,000 right now. It was at 115. It was at 120 when I said it's going down.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you.
And it was the only reason why is because the analysis. But if you want to add some facts to it, it's because the U.S. wants to control it, bro. And it's going to go negative, and then it's going to go right back up to the highs, bro. That's just how the market works. So if you ride it from the negatives while the U.S. controls it, back
And
up to the highs.
what do you think about that? What do you think about the Miss Universe pageant situation going on in China? Without getting too deep into beliefs and
So
situations
I
like
didn't watch
that.
it, but I went to an event here at Roy's Hotel, bro. It's an impromptu event that I wasn't even invited. It was an invite only, and I got into it, which was cool, bro. It was cool. But I didn't watch it, man. I heard Miss Philippines got robbed of her
But
of her
I'm
prom.
saying because Donald Trump owned the Miss Universe pageant foundation, and now
Right.
it's gonna now with the way that we were going back and forth with them with tariffs. I just think it's a little bit insane that now the Chinese have the pageant rights.
They have the rights on that.
He had the hat and everything. They like yeah. But
Yeah, that's insane.
we can
But
talk
yeah,
about
let's talk about that real quick. Social
yeah
capital versus money, bro. Because anybody can have money,
right.
but it's not going. They can't open doors with some of the money. Like, for instance, Elon Musk, he's way richer than everybody. But does he have more pull than Donald Trump? Does he have more pull than Donald Trump? Social capital.
I mean, it depends,
Can he
bro.
get can he get rid of, like, can he call somebody and be like, hey, stop these hostages?
I think so.
You think he could?
I
He
think
probably
so.
could. But
I mean,
I don't think.
he got inside the White House.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he became best friends with the president and got on TV
but
and
listen,
shit.
Trump
Like, that
didn't
shit's
Trump he
wild.
needed Trump to do that though. To me, he needed Trump to make his social capital increase, right?
Yeah.
Trump could have picked any other billionaire and did the
No, they
same
know
thing.
it. Yeah, but they know exactly what they're doing though.
Yeah,
But he has one has time and one has space.
right. But to
So
me, it's like social capital is way more important. It's gonna open up some doors. Like one person can be like, hey, bring my guy with me. Like if you get, like, for instance, if I got a job, I'm like, bring my guy with me. I was making 120K. Bring my guy with me. Boom, pull you in.
yeah. But what I'm saying is if anything, they're both equally as powerful, because Elon Musk will tweet Doge and everybody goes bullish on Doge. Trump will do the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm
Right?
talking about like a hostile environment, bro.
You're saying,
For
yeah,
instance,
you're saying like getting a terrorist trade for a basketball player that's stuck in Russia type thing.
exactly type of
Okay,
thing.
yeah. In that case, you're completely right. Elon Musk cannot do
That's that
that shit.
social pool.
Yeah.
Like,
Elon Musk
because
cannot do
he
that.
has that military behind him too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he could because he has Trump. But if you're saying by himself, no.
Right. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
It's,
No, yeah, 100%. 100%.
but about the money, bro. You are the money, bro. I'm the money. We're the resource.
Yeah.
We're the asset to it to build it up, bro. We have to be
Right.
that in order for it to continue to grow. Like, really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just inflates. Like the Filipino peso to the dollar, it's inflation. It's inflation right now. Taxes increase, and it's like inflation with the peso.
Right.
That's that's just that's what it'll do if you don't know how to build wealth from that happening.
Yeah.
Trying to beat that. So that's all I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah. No, for
You
sure.
also have to be the asset too, to the tool that helps you
Yeah.
get to your experiences that you want.
Exactly. Yeah, and what I'm trying to what I'm trying to explain about the way that I look at things is right. Like we're already behind, right? Or at least I'll speak for myself. I'm behind a couple generations. So if I start putting too much of my mind to what I'm missing, I'll drive myself crazy. If I really start doing a list on like all the things I'm behind at in life, I will never be as successful as I want to be. So I
But you
can
already are though. You already are, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Give me.
financially. I'm saying
Oh, okay,
financially
okay, okay. Okay.
because we're trying to take away we're trying to
But
we're
that's
trying to
relative too.
take the money, the power away from the money. I'm trying to explain that.
Okay, okay. That's
You
relative
know?
though.
Yeah, but because my the real currency is love, bro. The real currency
I
is your
agree.
daughter. Because I've been a father for 14 years now. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter's 14, so I've
Mm-hmm.
lived some stages with Esmeralda that like one day is going to happen to you, and I can tell you that. Like I lived that
Right, right.
experience where in the blink of an eye my daughter is a big girl. I've been a father since 19, and so I try to I've always put on a scale what matters most, right? Like what would my heart break, what's going to make me cry, what's going to make me backtrack my life, what would I drink for, I've been putting my life on a fucking scale for the longest, bro. Right? And
Mm,
so I feel like to attract the things that are gonna work for you in life and that
mm.
are going to happen without stress, you have to take away all of that from it. Because, for example, I created that drone situation, but I could care less if I make money from it, bro, because I'm so happy doing it and I have a
You love
really
it.
nice fucking drone and it's undeniable. And
Right,
chances are that because I love it so much, I'm probably
right.
gonna do incredible things with it. And I'm excited for that. Because unfortunately we live in a world where we need money. A lot of shit won't go without money. So hell yeah, I want a bag.
Talking it out. Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's just fake. Like if everybody went to the bank and tried to cash out on their account, they'll tell you no, they'll renege.
It's fake. Like I said, like 7.7 trillion times 286 days. That's one market, bro. One market. It's fake. They're just printing it. Like,
How are you gonna tell the entire population that we're not no longer making pennies because it costs 4 pennies to make one? Then the penny never was worth one to begin with. There was never a fucking penny to begin with if it could ever be worth more or less than itself.
that's profound right there.
You feel me though?
I do, bro. I do.
So like So we need to be chasing these conversations. We need to be chasing the fact that we can go on live. We need to chase the fact that we shared a bond and that we're back together, that we have a family, that you're in the Philippines, bro, that it's lit. And we need to let the younger generation know that they need to look up to other things, man, to put the guns down, to stop idolizing those music
That,
videos.
bro.
That was another one thing that I wanted to talk to you about when you were talking about frequency, bro. I started to realize that I was having anxiety on my way to work because I started listening to that young 17-year-old drill rapper kid.
The, I don't want to say his name. I
Baby,
know who you're talking about.
yeah, yeah, it don't matter. But yeah, anyways, so I'm like on my way to work because I like being lit, like
Right.
being happy. But I noticed my basically my chakras, bro, were off listening to it. So
It'll do
now
that. It'll do that.
I'm on my way to work, bro, now, and I'm listening to healing frequencies, bro, like specific
Got
healing
to.
frequencies.
So that's actually what I do too.
Yeah,
At night. At night, I'll listen to some healing
nice.
frequency,
Yeah,
and I'll affirm myself because there's this thing called a quantum double.
yes,
And in the world, you're like attracting yourself to your best version. So when you affirm
exactly.
yourself,
Yes,
you're aligning with that best version of yourself that's already out.
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
already out.
yeah. Yeah, bro.
So
Yeah, dude.
yeah, that's what I do.
And you know, and
I am
we're
real quick, bro.
current. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I am statements are important, bro. For
Yes.
one, that's
Yes,
what
it's big.
Moses, Jesus told. I mean, no, God told Moses, tell him that I am the I am.
Right.
So that's why it's so powerful.
Yes.
When
That's
you're being,
why. That's
you're,
why, bro. That's why the confidence and the conviction and the belief is important. Because if he said, "You are," I am, you know, you have to live in that. Then when I get up and when I believe and I can do it and I can get it and I am everything, then I am, then you can't tell me any different.
I am more
Exactly.
than all of it, bro. I believe it
And
all.
then and then the
Waveringly.
crazy thing about this world, right, is that, like, you know, when you go out there and you go on the hunt for your family, you got to
Mhm.
remember that you can only be God for them.
That's true. That's true.
Because the whole rest of the world, right, doesn't have to wake up, right? They don't have to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? You are only given a specific few people that are going to listen and be a part of the growth of your life. Like what we're doing right now, we're a part of each other's growth, no matter what. And then there's
Real
other
quick,
people. Yeah, go ahead.
let's talk about the what do I want to talk about? It's mostly about putting the guns down.
Yeah.
Peace, peace, peace. So what people don't understand in the
Yeah,
Philippines
and
that they
this
have.
this we're gonna have to wrap up after this topic though, KV.
Okay,
So go
yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
go
for
ahead.
sure. So peace, bro. They have an advantage here because they don't have to worry about putting the guns down. There's not
Right,
many
right.
much of it. The gun laws are crazy, really good here. Um, People breaking and entering, and it's little stuff that they think is little, but it's big in the U.S. You know what I mean? And so the piece is different. They have an advantage. So when you don't have that, man, you just separate it and you find you just more in your bag, bro. More
Right,
in,
right,
and,
right. Yeah,
and so
yeah,
travel the world. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
To the
no.
youth out there watching this, who's gonna rewatch this, get your passport. It's $135.
Yes.
You get it in a week or two, and just
Yeah.
start traveling to different places. Go by yourself. Go by
But if you
yourself.
can't, but if you can't travel and you don't have the money, remember that there is a world inside of everybody's head. That life is a 1v1 and there's a million different things that you can do on a daily basis than harm yourself. Take care of yourself, and health is wealth.
And the most important thing too, to echo off of you said, believe in yourself because you can accomplish anything. If you can't do it right now, can't travel, believe in yourself. It takes $0,
For sure.
0 pesos to
Yeah.
believe in who you are.
Yep.
So go in and on that,
Yeah.
bro. Whatever you got to
Yep.
say, last comment, man. Let me know.
No, yeah, for sure. I just hope people enjoyed the video. If you guys made it this far, like the video, whatever, man. I hope people tap in. It was nice talking to you, KB, always, man, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, next Friday. See you.
Peace.
Peace.